And to know that I went through majority of my childhood and teen years being and feeling as though I wasn't worth fighting for, worth being seen, and worth being heard due to the fact that we were homeless is not fair. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandy Esprit and I'm a content creator, YouTuber, and I'm going to be doing a chit chat / get ready with me video. I think the theme for this year, I really would like to be more transparent, a little more vulnerable, share a bit of my story while doing my makeup. So it's like a 2-in-1 situation. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start with the True Match. This is the Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal. I just got that from Amazon. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be used as a primer. This is shade medium tan. Mirror. I don't know where my mirror went. Thing there. Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and apply all over the place. One of the things that I don't think most people don't really touch about is homelessness, and how homelessness as a child can really impact your adult life, because you know it was a big part of my life. It really did impact me a lot, influenced a lot of the decisions that I have made. So let's talk about it. So I'm not going to share too much because I'm not exactly sure what. I don't really know how this is going to work out. I have a script. I have a script and it's written out, but I also don't want to share my story and make it sound like woe is me, because it happened. My family and I, we were homeless in three separate occasions, and all of this took place before I was 18. And as much as I would love to be like, yeah, it made me strong, it made me resilient, and it burnt me out. I learned how to compartmentalize my emotions. I learned that survival, there is no place for emotional connection or emotional vulnerability when you're on survival mode. And for the most part of being safe, or even being emotionally safe, meant that I had to put myself and my feelings on the back burner. This is our waterproof eyebrow pencil. So now that I am older, I'm making it a point to actually be honest with myself. This took years, by the way, before I got comfortable being able to share my emotions and my feelings. For starters, let's take a trip down memory lane. When I was younger, the first time I think we were homeless was in the 2nd grade, heading on towards, so I was in the 2nd grade when we moved, and the school year was not done. Must have been 7. I did not know any English. All I knew was French. And I was excited to learn how to speak English. That's all I knew. We were leaving to go live somewhere else. It was gonna be an adventure. It was gonna be grand. Just like in the movies, I was finally gonna learn to speak English, and I would finally be able to understand Family Matters, like Steve Urkel. I loved Steve Urkel, but I couldn't understand him because I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't know much of anything. I don't remember much about that time either. And because it was a homeless shelter, we were put in a room, and it was me, my little sister, and my mother. I do remember making some friends there because there were other kids in that shelter. I was one of the only few French-speaking Haitian descent kids, and that was really hard. But yeah, I remember being there. Something happened, and I don't know what it was. Mind you, I was really little. And we ended up moving, and things seemed to be okay for a bit until it wasn't. Now, we moved around a lot. Looking back, I'm like, we moved around too much. I learned very early on, don't get too comfortable. I'm using the Mented everyday eyeshadow palette. We are gonna use this particular color. So that was the first time The second time, that one was really, really tough because by then we had a dog and it suffered. I suffered. I missed my dog. I missed being home, but you couldn't really say anything about it. How old was I at this point? I think I was, goodness, I don't even know. I think I was in 5th grade. I was in the 5th grade. So it must have been like around like 10, 11, 12. I couldn't say anything because, you know, nobody really cares about your emotions when you can't have food to eat. Can't really say this sucks because, you know, all you hear is how much, you know, the struggle. Hey, I struggled so much to feed you. Yeah, but we ain't got a place to live and this sucks and my feelings are valid. But nobody, like, feelings, validated feelings was not a thing growing up. I think we forget that. We were not allowed to have feelings. Let's be for real. You were only allowed to be grateful. And that was about it. I knew by then, I think I also knew how to hide behind the compartmentalization. And I was now reaching the point where I was comfortable with not having. I was comfortable because struggle seemed normal. Yeah, it just felt, it was normal. It was a thing to do. We struggle. That's part of life. Everybody struggles. Now I know better, but. So that was that. The third time was after we had come back from living abroad. And I was 15, I want to say. I was homeless. I did not have a place to sleep. Several times, more than that, we were living with other families due to the fact that we did not have other places to live. So that really put a deep, I don't trust people. I know that at any point in time, anything can happen. And I know that things come and things go. It's not, I am not trying to cry right now, and for some reason I'm getting emotional. So much for being authentic. Oh God, this is therapy or something? What's happening? There was a time when expressing my own feelings became a challenge. What am I doing with this color? I don't even know. Can you even see this color here? That don't even look right. So let me go in with this one because I feel like this is gonna be a better color. Right? I don't trust people. I know that at any point in time, folks can switch up on you and use how you feel against you and manipulate any situation to make you look bad. I have seen it happen time and time again. Now I have children. I have daughters. And I'm a grown woman. It is my responsibility to heal. And it is my responsibility to heal so that I can treat them properly and I can teach them without the bias of distrust. Last but not least, just this little brown one because I feel like this is cute. This, yeah, I know. I wanted to do like an everyday, maybe we'll call it like an everyday smoke. Let's take a little fluff. Yeah, being homeless was like, yeah, it made me tough. It made me distrustful. Made me a grouch, I would say. I was angry for a long time. It left me messed up. I wanted to trust people. I just didn't trust people. Like, I didn't trust that they could be there for me. I didn't trust that they had my best interest in heart. I didn't trust that they would accept me or want to accept me because, again, I was taught that very early on that my feelings have no bearings. It doesn't matter how you feel because we are on survival mode. I just was not safe to be vulnerable. I never felt safe. No child should ever, nobody should ever feel like their emotions, that they themselves as a being don't matter. No matter how hard things are, you should be able to feel, to express yourself, and still have the grace and capacity to get up and keep going. Because every tear, every smile matters. There is somebody else who is coming to terms with their past. And you need to know that it's worth it. Your kids are worth it. Your family's worth it. You, most importantly, you are worth it. I am using the e.l.f. H20 Waterproof Eye Liner pen. And that's probably why these days, if my kids don't seem grateful enough for what they have, I get I get annoyed because I'm like, if you only knew, if you only knew. Just because it's made available for them doesn't mean they have to accept it with open arms. They're allowed to not like something. And that's what creating a safe space for them is all about. So these experiences goes beyond resilience. Like, you don't need to go through something traumatic to be resilient. But that is my experience. So how do you go about expressing yourself when you're not used to doing that? Okay, this eye situation is going to be a problem. I can already see that. All right, let's wrap this up. Okay, so I'm going to use the Maybelline Skin Tint here. It has vitamin C in there. Great for skincare purposes. Now as a parent, I have made the decision, the conscious decision to be present. I believe that my kids didn't ask to be here. Okay, so I'm going to make the choice to be the better parent, get the information I need because, well, I don't have the answers. I don't know how to heal. I know that the information's out there and I can use the information I've gathered to do the best that I can by my kids. There's a lot of reasons why I could repeat the cycle. There's a lot of reasons why I could definitely be like, you know what, like this is what I know, this is what we're doing. But the thing is, I know better, okay? So it's my job to do better. I think this is best suited as a summer foundation for sure. What do you think? Alrighty, so let's keep it moving. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Merit Minimalist Shade Buff. Gone from just a skin tint, so this is probably not going to end up looking all as natural as I wanted it to. To be honest, I really don't know how else I could have made this look even better, so that's why we're doing that. Now, for me, I really wanted to create an environment where my children would be able to feel and to express themselves. In order to do that, that means I can't be triggered. In order to avoid being triggered, that means I got to deal with my issues, right? I have to be honest with myself. I have to be like, and when I say honest, I have to be real honest. Am I reacting fairly or am I reacting due to something that happened to me? You know, we always want to do what's best for our children, and we all want them to have better than what we had growing up. That also means being able to recognize that there are a lot of things that they are going to experience that I have never experienced. And all I can do is provide them with the guide. And the best guide is to teach them how to be honest with themselves and how to be honest with their feelings. I don't want my children to ever feel like they need to hide behind a mask in order to keep the peace, because typically that means they're keeping somebody else's peace, and that includes mine. They need to be able to deal with what does fear and insecurity looks like and how to process it in a healthy way. Tucking it away in the back of your head is not, that can only do so much for such a time. It means that they need to acknowledge areas where they are hurting, okay? Like sometimes things are just not going to work out. How do you handle that? I'm using the Dermablend Illuminating. This is the banana powder. This is a loose setting powder, and this really helps to lock in and brighten up the face area. So I'm gonna use that. I want them to be able to be vulnerable. But that starts with me. That starts with me embracing vulnerability, and it starts with me acknowledging areas that need healing. I don't, so that means that I have to take the time to research, and maybe it means to seek and talk to a professional about the things that are going on in my head and normalizing it. There is nothing wrong with getting help. Oh, this is the Satin Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream from LYS Beauty, shade Grateful. Part of overcoming and dealing with the past is to be able to say, okay, this is a situation, so I must address it in a safe way for myself and safe for those around me. So what I do personally is I journal, I pray, I meditate, and use the coping mechanisms that I have learned in order to thrive. I want them to also do the same. Find what works for them. Like, they need to find what works for them. I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High mascara, great tubing mascara, and if I start crying again, well, that's what's there for. Oh, I probably should set my makeup with, I'm gonna use a setting spray, using the Florence Zero Chill setting spray. Nothing for me, nothing has been prayer, meditation, journaling and prayer, honestly, and has been a huge positive aspect when it comes to dealing with past traumas and really having those honest conversations with myself. All right, so we're almost done here. I'm just gonna NYX, this is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner with Caviar. For being present with oneself and with your family is going to be a complex one, okay? It is for me. It's not easy. It's not a, it's done. No, it requires work. It involves building resilience. You have to have some kind of a tough exterior. You have to have a tough exterior if you're going to deal with your past. You need to also face and heal from the past, which requires you to do the work. You are gonna have to do the work. This is the NYX Fat Oil shade. What is it? Scrolling. I love this color. It's so pretty. You're gonna need to go and do the work. You're gonna have to take time to have that honest conversation with yourself, because you deserve to enjoy your life. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to let yourself feel the joy of all the good this life has to offer. It's not linear. It's up and down. And if you right now are dealing with homelessness or just the uncertainty of whether or not it's going to work out, believe me, it's going to work out. All I would advise you to do is don't shy away from feeling. Feel those feels. It is very real. You're scared. It's understandable. Show up and do your best. That's all you can do. Now, I hope that my story helped you. I hope that it helped resonate with what you have gone through or probably are going through. I hope that it helped and inspired you to take a look and tackle these issues and to grow. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.